Okay, picture this. You and your friends are heading out for a great dinner at a cool rooftop restaurant. Sounds perfect, right? Well, for one group of friends, that simple plan took a turn that, trust me, nobody saw coming. It turned into this tense, super dramatic, and, you guessed it, totally viral rooftop rescue. Now, what if you were trapped, you called for help, and this was the first thing you heard? I'm at home. I mean, what? It's baffling, it's confusing, and it's exactly what happened. We're going to break down how that totally bizarre response was actually the first step in this wild escape. So how in the world does a call for help get you a response like, I'm at home? To get that, we've got to rewind a bit, because this all started with a completely normal plan. And this is the part of the story that's just so relatable, right? It's a group of friends, they're excited for a meal, getting together to head up to this rooftop spot. There is absolutely zero indication that their night is about to become an internet sensation for all the wrong reasons. And this is where that perfectly normal evening just grinds to a halt. As they're going up to the restaurant, feeling that excitement for a great meal, everything just stops. Just imagine that feeling for a second. A sudden, jarring stop. The elevator stuck between floors. They are completely stranded. And, to make matters so much worse, they pretty quickly realize there are no staff members anywhere on site. They are totally 100% on their own. Okay, so no one's there to help. What do? You do what anyone would do, right? They find a contact number for the restaurant, and they make a call. But man, the response they got was absolutely not what they were expecting. And there it is again. The person on the other end of the line, their only lifeline, mind you, tells them, I'm at home. Can you even imagine that mix of panic and just utter disbelief? For a second there, it must have felt completely hopeless. But what's really fascinating about this is what happened next. Because despite that totally shocking opening line, the person on the phone didn't hang up. No. Instead, they started giving the group these clear step-by-step instructions on how to basically rescue themselves by manually opening the elevator doors from the inside. All right, so they had instructions, but now came the really hard part. Could they actually pull this off? What happened next was, honestly, a masterclass in staying cool under pressure. The plan itself was simple, but it required some serious focus. First, they listened so carefully to every single instruction. Then, working like a well-oiled machine, they managed to pry the inner elevator doors open. And finally, and this is the amazing part, in this incredible display of calm, they helped each other climb out one by one. And this is exactly why they succeeded. It wasn't about being the strongest or anything like that. It was all about their mindset. Panic just wasn't an option. They communicated clearly, not just with the voice on the phone, but with each other. They basically turned a group of friends into a super efficient rescue team right on the spot. And you know what the best part of this whole crazy, tense ordeal is? It was a complete success. Thanks to their incredible composure and teamwork, every single person got out of that elevator safely, not a scratch on them. Of course, somebody in the group was filming this whole thing, and once the video of their unbelievable escape hit Instagram, the story just exploded. It went everywhere. You know how the internet is. The reactions were all over the place. On one hand, you had people who were genuinely scared, expressing real concern and questioning elevator safety. But on the other hand, you had this huge wave of sarcasm and dark humor, with so many people comparing the whole tense scene to something straight out of a Hollywood thriller. So when you look past the viral video and all the funny comments, this story actually offers some pretty valuable lessons for all of us. So when you strip away all the drama and the shock value, what should we really be taking away from an incident like this? Because it's more than just a wild story, right? It's like a practical case study in crisis management. Ultimately, the takeaways here are crystal clear. First, composure is everything. It's non-negotiable. Panic would have made a dangerous situation deadly. Second, it really shows the value of having at least a basic grasp of emergency procedures. And finally, it proves that sometimes in those critical moments, the ability to rely on yourself and the people you're with is the only thing that's going to make a difference. And this brings us to a final, really thought-provoking question. In a world where immediate on-site help isn't always a guarantee, does this story kind of suggest that our most important safety plan is our own ability to stay calm, think clearly, and just act? It's definitely something to think about.